Okay, welcome everybody to the last lecture about all the good times when it was a little colder than today. It was the time just before the glacial maximum, and I would like to talk about the Kraków Spadzista site and the taphonomy of the site. And the first few words about the taphonomy. What is the taphonomy? The taphonomy is the study of the transition of organisms from biosphere to lithosphere, just in few words. It means what happens with organisms when they died, and from the time when they died to the time when they discovered. It's a little like crime scene investigations, because on the basis of such remains of mammoths in this from this site, we try to reconstruct what happened nearly 30,000 years ago. So a few words about the Kraków Spadzista site. It's a site located on Saint Bronisław. Oops, sorry. Not this button. On the Saint Bronisława hill, very close to the center of Old Kraków, which is located here, is about 2 kilometers. The site is located between two rivers, Vistula, and here is the Rudawa River. The site was occupied between 29 and 27,000 years ago, and by late Gravettian hunter-gatherers. The site was discovered accidentally in 1967, but the regular excavation started in 1958, and they conducted to this point, because the site is not yet, the part of the site is not yet covered, as Jarek told me today. But of course, it was a few stops during this time. The site was not excavated all the time. So as you see that there was 21 trenches excavated during this nearly 50 years. We know after earlier zoological, archaeological, and geological studies, there are there are three zones at the site. Zone 1 was campsite area. Zone 2 was flint workshop and Arctic foxes processing area, and Zone 3 is a huge mammoth bone accumulation. As you can see that only two taxons dominate in this bone assemblage. In Zone 2 there are Arctic foxes, and in Zone 3 are mammoths. And there is a really huge bone mammoth remains accumulation, because there we found more than 27,000 of mammoth remains. And these two species state more than 99% of identifiable mammal remains from this site. And at the site were found more than 113 mammoths and 35 Arctic foxes. So the hunter-gatherers were specialized in mammoth hunting. Also, that the mammoths were killed, the age structure of the killed mammoths was very wide. There were killed both very young animals, but also very old, about 60 years old. So, as I mentioned earlier, the site is divided in three zones. But there is visible very clear garbage zone. It's the Zone 3. We think that the hunter-gatherers collected the bones, the cleaned the site and collected all mammoth, maybe not all, but most of the mammoth remains here in this not so huge, not so big area. Also, we have direct evidences of mammoth hunting at this site. As you can see, there are embedded fragments of flint points embedded in the mammoth ribs. We made computer tomography scans of two of them, and you can see how deep one of them penetrates the mammoth rib. Except these direct evidences of human activity, we found maybe not activity but hunting. We found also other signs of direct human activity on mammoth bones. There are mostly cut marks, which were found at zone 3. And also there are found a lot of burned bones because these hunter-gatherers used mammoth bones as a fuel in the campfires. Except this hunting evidences, we found cut marks which could be connected with different stages of processing of killed mammoth. We found traces of dismembering and filleting. I don't know if you see this small cut marks here and here. I hope yes. From 2011, we decided to make a wet sieving of all sediments from cultural layers, and from this time we found that at two areas very large number of rodent remains. We started thinking why on these two zones rodent remains were accumulated, because it's open air site. It's the presence of rodents is not usual at such sites, and the rodent remains were studied by our colleagues from Wrocław University, and they state that rodent remains, especially rodent teeth, has some digestion mark, which could suggest that there are remains which come from remains of food of snow owls. So our interpretation is that the presence of rodents suggests that hunter-gatherers from Spadzista stayed not all the time at the site, but left the site, and during their absence, the snow owls make a nest at these two areas of the Spadzista. Another confirmation that the site was abandoned by people are the carnivore gnawing moors, because especially in zone 3, we found quite large number of mammoth bones. Some of them are very heavy, gnawed by wolves, and it's not possible that wolves could gnaw the bones when their people are present at the site. So it showed that during the activity of wolves there was no people. Another special feature of the site are trampling marks, which could be again found at mammoth bones from zone 3, which confirms that some of these bones were broken by mammoth, were trampled by mammoth. For example, this femur of sub-adult mammoth has trampling marks, but also it was broken. So it's not possible that the human stepped on these bones and broken them, because it's like 10 centimeters diameter, and it's quite heavy to broken by people, by humans. So except the tramping marks, we found also that not so many, but some samples, some bones which were with wetterings. It happens in this moment when the bones are not fast buried in the sediment. It means that the bones stayed on the surface by quite long time and were influenced to the changes of humidity, of influence of sunlight, of influence of change of temperature, and so it means that some of mammoth bones stay on the surface quite long time. And also our colleagues from Geological Institute made analysis of isotope strontium and oxygen, and state that mammoths from this side were presented in the Spadzista, in the Kraków area, not all the time. They migrated during the summertime to the North Poland. So this is the reason, probably, that was no people during some part of the time at the site. So, and very quick conclusion that Spadzista is absolutely mammoth killing and butchering site. We found very spectacular direct evidences of mammoth hunting. Mammoths and Arctic foxes were hunted during the winter time, because we made also studies of cementum lines in Arctic foxes, and their results show that it was the Arctic foxes were killed in autumn and winter. Also, that there is a very clear spatial organization of the site, and the people try to clean their site, move the mammoth bones to the one point, very small, maybe not small, but not large, not large area. And the site was not permanently occupied by only by probably by few weeks or few months. And during the lack of people, the site was visited by wolves and inhabited by snow owls. And that's all. Thank you.
Thanks for the interesting insights. We have time for questions. Sonia.
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to ask if you were considering attack of any of the depositional processes when you were analyzing the rate with the points.
No, it's not possible that it's, you see that is absolutely human impact of this. The site is the result of human hunting. So I'm nearly sure.
If you delineate the site as a killing site, do you mean that mammoths were killed just on the site?
Yes. Maybe not so, not in the garbage area, not in the zone 3, but very close. But you have to remember that the old mammoth is a few tons. The femur of mammoth, just femur without the meat, the skin, and etc. All adult mammoth weighs 40 kilos. So how you can imagine that it was a very long distance to transport the mammoths here? It's rather not possible. Of course, it was maybe you see that this broken femur showed that there was a mammoth that was trampled by mammoth. So that for me that some of them were killed very close.
On this outdoor information, we have also the information of the research schools, and half of that, 200, roughly 400, is blazed and sugar point. So if they cover with the outdoor information, the ratio of this hunting weaponry is much lower in the other zones of this site. So it also creates nice zone of the hunting tech, where you have a lot of weaponry inside the area of the mammoth. I think it's a logical consequence. There is a nice side with the limit, with the cliffs, rocky cliffs. You have the mammoth with the weaponry inside of the impact places, and you have all elements of the mammoth character. You have the counterweight, the school fragments, the reefs, long bones, phalanges. So we have all the mammoth from all the ages, from the old one to the even technology. So yeah, they were built on this.
Yeah, it's important. So it's important. I remember very well. So yeah, I have no time because it's 15 minutes, and so sorry about no mention about archaeology. My fault. Sorry. Yep.
You mentioned that the wolves have been there when the humans didn't have
Yep.
been there. So you must have indications for that. Which indications are?
The gnawing marks show that you see that we have, as you can maybe remember, that there is only one wolf or two individuals of wolves. The people not killed wolves, but they wolves that were there because quite large number of mammoth bones are gnawed. Some of them are really heavy gnawed. As I don't know if you see this. This is really heavy gnawed fragment of femur. So it has taken a long time. I don't know if you have dog or see dog how the dog gnawed the bones. He spent a lot of time. Dog, but you see that the same. Also, that it shows that on the bones were no meat, because it's stupid eat bones if you have meat. So it means that when wolf came, there was no meat on the mammoth bones. So there's for me is the reason why the bones are so heavy now, because wolves take time for do this.
Well, it's probably a very provocative question, but couldn't it be that the wolves or these animals stay together with the people?
Yeah, there's a question about the wolf domestication also. But you see that there is a problem with Pavlov. You see that is the Pavlov and only the Stonice area, because there is a lot of wolf remains, but there is no gnawing marks. And here we have opposite situation. We have no wolf remains, but we have a lot of gnawing marks. So it's of course we can remember that it could be that coexistence, but rather not. For me, it's rather not possible that people were in the same time. No, it means that wolf came in the same time to the site and gnawed the mammoth bones. Sorry. I'm sorry, I not by it. So, but of course we should remember about this.
And I guess there are more questions. Okay, the first Mikulov.
Have you tried to re-articulate to see
mammoth? No, no, and we certainly not try it because it's too many remains, and you see that it's completely mixed because there was also, I not tell about this because there is also the solifluction, which move the bones, and also the trampling, the wolves can, and the people can change the composition, and we nearly not found the skeletal parts in anatomical order. During the whole season, it was probably, as I remember, it was 1 year was only 3 cervical vertebrae in anatomical order. Sometimes it's, for example, mandible and femur on the same place. So it's not possible to make. Maybe the genetics next 50 years.
No, but this is, you know, with a reindeer in Pennsylvania, for example, they have done this thing with measurements to see how the spectrum of reindeer has been distributed around.
Yes.
We have done the same with whale bones, and also with
yeah, but you see that I don't know if you give us some information. We try it means repeating for mandibles and teeth, yes, because it helps us with reconstruct the age of the mammoth. It was possible that some bones, some teeth could be repeated because they are very characteristic. And for example, we also found the fragment of ornamented rib with some notches on the edge, and we found them in different square meters. But we can match them exactly because these notches, nothing more.
I think there's a lot of food for additional questions, which we have postponed to here for later in the evening. I